Here we have a SAT math question. Okay, let's go with the information. In the figure above, the lines L and M are parallel. If the measure of angle 1 is 20 degree more than the measure of angle 2, what is the measure of angle 1? Okay, now let me assume that is the measure of angle 2 equals to x degrees. And then the measure of angle 1 equals to 20 degree more than the measure of angle 2. Already we have assumed x as a measure of angle 2. Then the measure of angle 1 has to be x positive 20 degree. So that is 20 degree more than the measure of angle to x. Okay, now once I get the value of x, so I can plug in the value of x over here and it can be added to 20 to get the measure of angle 1. So according to the question, we have to find the measure of angle 1. Okay, now let me mark these angle measures in the given figure. So angle measure 1 is x degree, it has to be x, and angle measure 2 over here has to be x positive 20. Okay, now I'm going to draw, I'm going to extend this particular line segment. Let me extend it over here. Okay, I've extended the line segment over here. Although the information says that L and M are parallel, then the name of this line is called transversal. Let me write it over here. So whenever two parallel lines intersected by transversal, then alternate interior angles are congruent. That is, they must be equal in measure. Okay, now let me consider the transversal we have over here. For this transversal, the angle measure over here and the angle measure over here are called alternate interior angles, and they are congruent and equal in measure. Already we know the measure of this angle, that is x. Then the measure of the angle over here also x, because this one and this one are alternate interior angles and they are equal in measure. Okay, now let me consider the straight angle over here. What is the measure of straight angle? It's 180 degree. In this straight angle, let's consider this particular part. This is right angle, this is 90 degree. Then what is the measure of this part of the straight angle? So this one also must be 90 degree. So that 90 positive 90 equals to 180 degree. That is the measure of the angle of the straight line. Okay, now let me consider the triangle we have over here. In this triangle, I know all the three interior angle measures, x, x positive 20 degree and 90 degree. So in any triangle, the three interior angles will add up to 180 degree. That is x positive 20 degree, positive 90 degree equals to 180 degree by angle sum property of a triangle. Okay, now we can combine this x and x. I'm getting 2x. When I combine this 20 and 90, I'm getting 110 degree equals to 180 degree. Now we can subtract 110 degree from both sides. When I do so, this positive 110, negative 110 will cancel. I'm getting 2x equals to 70 degree. Then I divide both sides by 2. This 2 will cancel out. Then x equals to, when I divide 70 by 2, I'm getting 35 degree. Okay, now I got the value of x, but my aim is to get the value of, get the angle measure of 1. So because according to the question, we have to find the measure of angle 1. Already we have written an expression for the measure of angle 1, that is x positive 20 degree. Now for this x, I know the value, it's 35. We can plug in 35 for this x over here. That is 35 degree, positive 20 degree. When I add them, I am getting 55 degree. So the measure of angle 1 is 55 degree. I find 55 degree in answer choice C. So the correct answer choice for this question is C, 55 degrees.